Hey guys, it's Erica from alittleinsanity.com, and today I'm going to show you how to take a watermelon and some fresh fruits and turn them into a beautiful watermelon cake. I'm making this cake for my 3-year-old son who happens to be gluten and dairy intolerant. But you can also make this cake and take it to a barbecue or a picnic, and it's sure to be a hit. When you're picking out a watermelon for this recipe, try to pick one out that's nice and round. That way there's no flat spots on it. There's just a couple things you're going to need before getting started, and that's a very long serrated sharp knife. And then pick out a selection of your favorite fruits, which we'll be using for decoration. So in order for this cake to stand up on its own, we're going to have to cut off a good 3 or 4 inches off of each side of the watermelon until you get to a point where it's going to lay flat on a surface. And try to get this part as straight as possible. Set this aside. Okay, we're going to repeat the same thing, but on the other side. Once you have the watermelon cut evenly on both sides, you're going to want to go ahead and just place it flat on your cutting board. Okay, starting at an angle, you're just going to start to saw through the rind. And if you don't get all of the rind the first time through, that's okay. We're going to go back and fine-tune this after we're all done removing all of the rind. Okay, you're just going to keep repeating that until the entire rind has been removed. Okay, as you can see, I've got the whole rind off, but it's still not looking very red or watermelon-y. And so we're going to go back and we're going to sort of shave off this white part of the rind, and then we're going to try to do our best to clean up the shape and make it as round as possible. Using the same sharp knife on the pointed edges where you have now cut the rind off, you're going to want to start and just smooth that out as best you can. As you're cutting, try to follow the natural shape or the curve of the watermelon. And so after looking at this, now that I have it all carved up, I'm going to want to take a little bit more length off the watermelon. It's going to make it a little bit more even and easier to work with as you build the cake. So I'm just going to axe about 1 inch off this end. Now before we begin the fun part of decorating the cake, I want to point out that you're going to need a platter or a plate that's going to be large enough that can accommodate not only the size, but the weight of the watermelon and all the fruit. So in decorating, you can be as simple or as creative as you'd like. I'm not as artistic, food-wise, as some of you guys are probably out there, so I'm going to keep my design basic and simple, but I do know that you can go as elaborate or as fancy as you'd like. You can also use any variety of fruits that you'd like, even vegetables if you want to add some different colors in there. Some of the fruits that I've chosen today that happen to be in season and also available at the local market were some green grapes, some fresh strawberries, some cherries, a banana, and my local favorite, I don't know if you guys can see that, star fruit. If you don't have access to this unique tropical fruit, I recommend using a cantaloupe slices or honeydew slices and taking a small cookie cutter or even a Play-Doh cutter and using it to make little patterns or designs that you can stick onto the side of the watermelon. So I'm going to start by decorating the bottom and the sides of the watermelon and then working my way up to the top. So I just use a simple toothpick to adhere the fruit to the side of the watermelon. When you're ready to start decorating the top, you're going to want to scoop out some of the center so that your toppings don't roll off. I'm just using a small scoop to go ahead and do that. The watermelon should come out very easily. So when you're done scooping out the top of the watermelon, there's going to be a lot of watermelon juice in the top. Unless you want to slurp it up with a straw, which is totally fine by me. You're going to want to take a paper towel or a rag and and just let it absorb some of that juice. Otherwise, when you go to transport the cake, all that juice is going to come running off the top. So I leave a small section raised in the middle so that I can put the number candle and it'll appear to stay above the fruit. The great thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be very forgiving once we put some toppings on. So the best way to secure a number candle into a watermelon cake is to take a sharp end of a toothpick and poke it in the bottom of the candle and then just place it right in the center. Okay, so here's the end result. It may not win any culinary design awards, but it sure is going to make my 3-year-old happy. If you have any questions about this recipe or the tools and ingredients that I used, you can visit me at alittleinsanity.com or leave me a comment below here on YouTube. Thanks so much. God bless. Goodbye.